Hello and welcome to the video. This video is long overdue, and if you're new here, welcome, great to have you. But if you're someone that's watched me before, I'll just give you a quick update about why this has taken so long. Poor Abby has ended up having to have another surgery on that leg that she had surgery on earlier this year. So she had to have another surgery. They had to go in and remove all the plates and the screws. She got an infection in there and she's on the mend. So I just want to let you know that. And we're doing good. We're doing good. It's been a rough few weeks, but we're getting there. So, and thank you. I'm sure you all have well wishes, and yeah, she's doing all right. Okay, let's get to the video, which is about a while ago, 3 weeks ago, I put a post on the community post asking for what your assumptions are about me. So I have seen other people that make YouTube videos do this, and I just thought it would be interesting to see what people thought. And I've got to tell you, you are the nicest, kindest people. And yeah, let's get to it. All right, I'm going to read through the questions. I have my trusty MacBook here with the questions on it, so I'll read through and answer them for you. So the first one comes from Sandra Hoskins 6883. And Sandra says, I have watched you now for a long time and enjoyed just watching you go through life. Not surviving, but living your life with an honest heart and a joy in your life, even in the smallest things. One thing I have learnt, it doesn't matter where you live, if you wake up in the morning just feeling at peace and happy, you have a very rich life. Thank you so much for being you. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you so much for your kind words. It's really nice. I do really appreciate it, and I do wake up with joy in my heart every time I wake up, because as I've said many times before, I've had people pass away at a young age, and when that first happens, the last one that happened, which is about 5 years ago now, and when I woke up the next day, I almost felt guilty for waking up because I knew she didn't get to wake up that day. So I am very grateful for every day I get to wake up. I really am, and especially with my simple life that I'm living, it's the best. Okay, Annie Wise Carver 744 says that I am not looking for a partner. I love being solo, and she says she sure does. Yes, I'm not looking for a partner. I have been single since I was 40, so I'll be 60 in about a month. So I've been single for 20 years and very happy. And it's kind of a decision I made because, as some of the other people have assumed, I had a lot of issues to work through, and I couldn't be in a relationship. I had been in a relationship, I have been married, but I wasn't in a very good place. So those relationships were never going to work. I wasn't in a good place. I was getting together with people that weren't in a good place. And so I have actively chosen to not be in a relationship. Now, if the person came along, that may be okay, but I'm not actively looking. I'm very happy with myself. My life is great. I enjoy doing what I want to do when I want to do it, spending my money on what I want to spend it on. It's very selfish, but I'm enjoying it. And what's wrong with being selfish? All right, next one is from Jode's Nature Pics. And she says, although I haven't followed you for long, I have watched all of your videos, and my assumption of you is maybe you felt a bit lost in the past, but you know life is for living and you're encouraging people to live the life that makes them happy. Jode's got it spot on. Exactly. I have felt very lost my whole life. I want to say not so much lost as didn't feel like I fit in. And I have felt this since I was a young child. I've always questioned society's rules, society's expectations. I was born in 1964, and as a female being born then, my biggest aspirations were supposed to be to get married and have children. That was supposed to be my whole goal in life, and it was kind of early days for things changing for women. And I always thought, why is that all I'm ever expected to be? I just really never conformed to society's rules and expectations, especially for women. So yeah, I have always questioned it. I've always been a person. I must have been very annoying because I always question things. If people tell me to do something, I'll be like, why? I want to know why. Why are we doing it? what's the reason we're doing it? And if I don't think the reason's good enough, I'm not going to do it. And I have always been like that. So I just never felt like I fit in. And living the way I do now, I feel like it's how I'm meant to live, how I'm meant to live. I've always loved nature. I've always loved being out in the bush. I've enjoyed time on my own. I enjoy animals. So yeah, I did feel lost in the world that in society. I just didn't fit into that society. I don't fit into a conventional society. It's just not me. Okay, I just want to interrupt this video. I have to show you something. I was given another air cooler to try out, and I wanted to let you know about it. So this is called the EcoFlow Light Plus by EcoFlow, and this is it here. I want to show you it. So it's really good. So it's an air cooler. You put water in this chamber here, and then it blows out cold air. Now I was a bit skeptical this would work, but it works really well and I really like it. It definitely is great on mildly warm days when the air is still. This will blow cold air on you. It will really cool my body. You've got to be sitting right in front of it. It's not going to cool the room, but it will cool you. It's really good when I'm working on the computer. This would be so good in an office. So good for hot flashes with menopause. I think this is what this would, I wish I had had this then, but it's really good. It comes with an 18-month warranty. And the only downside for this is that it doesn't have its own power supply. So they do supply you with a cord and you can plug it into USB-C, or they give you the 240 adapter. You can plug it into the wall. And I do seriously really like it. It has a display, and it has variable. You can vary the fan speed. You can vary the mode, so it has a light. You can turn the light off, which is really good at night. You can turn the light off. The water lasts, I find if I fill this up, it lasts all night. It doesn't last so long during the day. It's probably a bit hotter and evaporating more during the day, but it's really, really good. I highly recommend it. They did gift this to me, but I have been using it for a few weeks and I do really like it. So they have also been really nice and given me a code for 30% off. I'll put that in the description. But yeah, they have different models as well. This is the in-between model. They have one that's a bit smaller, one's a bit bigger that does like Wi-Fi to your phone and everything, but I really find this one perfect size for the van. But again, like in an office, just have it blowing on you, especially if you're getting hot flashes. So there you go. That is the Eva Light Plus. Look for the description below for the link for 30% off. All right, back to the video. Okay, next one. This could be a long video if I talk this long. Kia Orable, and I think this lady's from New Zealand. Judy, her name is Judy. I think she's from New Zealand. I would say you're very at peace with the lifestyle you've chosen and love your van. You love being in nature, and of course Abby is your buddy dog. Loving your art is a wonderful thing on the road, Judy. So Judy hit it spot on. I love the life I've chosen, and I love my dog, and I'm loving my art. So yeah, life is really good. Even with the injured dog, life is good. Tease Sweet. Wanderlust. You're a bit of an introvert. You're a teacher, even though you might not realize. Your videos have taught so many so much. You have a passion for life and your energy is contagious. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you. I guess I am a bit of an introvert. Mostly I'm a quieter person. So I'm not an exuberant, when I get excited about something, you know, but I don't need to be out there. I'm not like that. I've always been quite quiet within myself, happy with nature for sure. What else did you say? I'm a teacher. I actually have known as a teacher. In one of the other videos I did say that I went to teachers college when I first left high school. I went to teachers college and I have taught a lot, and I find teaching very easy and I love it. I love helping people. And so yeah, I do know I'm a teacher, and I have taught lots of different things in my life. I've done math tutoring, taught horse riding, and hopefully I still have a desire to teach the joy of art. the joy of art. Now, I want to teach people how to be a fine artist or anything, but I want to teach people how to get the joy out of it that I get. I've done a bit with my older sister. She's taken up some art, and I've been able to help her just like loosen up and enjoy and feel it, and I still want to do that. So I still think that's coming. I'm planning things for next year. I'm regrouping, and that might still be coming. Okay, next one. S Jordan 7085. I tend not to make presumptions about anyone or anything. I see you as being your authentic self and living in keeping with your values. Love your channel. Thank you. I do try to be my authentic self, and that's why sometimes you might find there's a break in videos, and sometimes I feel that I'm losing my authenticity. The reason I'm making videos is skewing. I make videos because I want to help people, and if I feel I'm starting to make videos because I'm thinking about the money, I'll stop, because that doesn't feel authentic to me. I really don't do it. And a lot of people talk about this. I've had a lot of comments going, oh, you know, you watch this person, they tell you how to build YouTube. I know how to build a YouTube channel. If I wanted to, I could have a huge channel and a huge following, but I don't want another job. I have a job that pays me very well, and this is about how I live my life. And I've always just wanted to make videos to motivate, inspire, and help people. And if I lose that, and I start making videos because I want to make money, I don't know, I don't feel good about myself when I do it. So yeah, I do try and be my authentic self. And I do try and keep my values. I try very hard. And I tell you, it's constantly I feel myself slipping. I'm like, okay, no, this isn't how I want to live. It's not what I want to do, not what I'm about. I've done that life. I've done that life where you make a lot of money and it didn't make me happy. So I want to make sure I'm always doing the things I love to do. Itchy head. Pauline H4019. Trucks. More trucks. Pauline says that I'm a free spirit. That's exactly how I would explain. It's another truck. That's exactly how I would describe myself, Pauline. I am a free spirit. You said it, summed it up really well. 100% free spirit. Don't want to be tied down. Yeah, don't make me do something. Yeah, that's me. Very free, which is very annoying for a lot of people. I think, especially my parents. Sharon Wilson 2765. I don't know. I think you're just doing you without hurting you and others, and that's what counts. Rock on. Thank you, Sharon. I do try not to hurt others. I do try and take people's feelings into consideration, but not at the expense of my own. That's one thing I try not to do. So, and yeah, someone else got blocked today. I wasn't happy with their comments. I try to keep things very neutral, very, like, I have my opinions, and yeah, everyone's entitled to their opinions. I'm entitled to mine. Let's just keep it nice and happy. We're all going to live on this planet together. Petra McCarthy 8635. Not my assumptions, but yours. Okay, Petra, what do I assume? You seem to be happier as you shed assumptions about how to do van life and simply do what suits you. Very true. First was that you said you moved around far too much when you began van life. Then recently you discovered van life was more about life than travel for you at this time. As a result, you seem to be more relaxed, happier, and having more fun. Well said. Yes, life in general, you need to live your life how you want to live it. And as a lot of you may do, you watch other people living in a van and you have preconceived ideas about about the right way to do it. There's a right way and a wrong way. That's not true. It's my life. I can do whatever I want. And I don't know if a lot of you may know, recently I decided I'm very happy with this van and we're not changing it. Whereas for the first 3.5 years of living in the van, I always thought I was going to get another one. And since I changed my mind about that, I'm much happier, much more in the present moment. Yeah, live life how you want to live it. You don't have to do what other people think is right. I never had children. That was a choice I made from a very young age. And I copped a lot of flack about that in my life, but I'm glad I did it. I did so many other things for other people's children that I wouldn't have been able to do if I had my own. So yeah, definitely, now that I live my van life how I want to do it, it's much better. Okay. You are awesome. 5236. Oh, thank you. You are awesome too. You'd be open-minded towards people of different types regarding them approaching you. Though aware you're a lady, you'd be given with help or charity, easy to do over, but you'd learn. Oh, I'd be giving. Yeah, I'm very giving. Always have been. Always have been. Always got out of my way to help people, and I don't expect anything in return. It's okay. I don't. I'm not going to change who I am. I hold no grudges, so you'd probably not judge the next from the last. That's right. So again, easy to do over again. This is a good trait for you. Yeah. I imagine I rarely swear, but wouldn't judge people for descriptive swearing as opposed to needless swearing, where I doubt you'd judge but notice. Yeah, I don't swear a lot. I think that happened when I moved to Canada. So I grew up in Australia. I was born in Canada, grew up in Australia. But when I went back to Canada at the age of 27 and I lived there for 10 years, Canadians, the ones where I was, they don't swear a lot. They're very polite and don't swear a lot. And it just left me. I didn't do it anymore. And coming back to Australia, people do swear a lot here. And as you say, people swear in a descriptive way a lot. And it doesn't, sometimes, every now and then it's okay. But if people swear a lot, I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy being with them. So don't judge them, but I won't choose to be with them. Okay, there's more. I'm optimistic towards the state of the world, despite its problems, as I reckon I believe in the goodness of people. Well, I do believe in the goodness of people, and I'm optimistic in the world as in the world what will happen, and it will go on. I'm very spiritual. And so at the moment though, I think the world is heading for a bad place. We're going to go through some more trials and tribulations. Most people, you can see that. But again, it's okay. I'm okay with it. The world will continue. The world will continue to go on. We will continue to evolve. I'm really sorry about all the traffic. Whether it's optimism or religiously based, I don't know. I am just a naturally optimistic person. I always have been. I've always just seen the good side of things. Whenever I've been in a bad situation, I'm like, okay, I'm in this situation. I'll just make the best of it. What can I do? I've just always been like that. I've always loved living. I love life. This is a long comment. I'd be quite calm in most situations, as whining doesn't fix anything, and I'm a solution-based person. Yeah, I'm really good at solving problems, and I do stay calm in the moment. Even in emergencies, I can stay very calm and do what has to be done, but then afterwards, I will crumble into a big heap and cry. I reckon millennials, especially men, would be really polite to you as you represent a motherly or grandmotherly figure. Oh, that's nice. I don't know what millennials are, but I have had a lot of friends that were younger. I have associated with a lot of younger women, especially I meet them at horse riding and things. Yeah, and I think they have looked up to me. I don't dwell on the past at all. Mistakes are lessons. It's true. The past is gone. You can't change it. You learn from it and you move on. 100% agree. I'm clearly comfortable with being alone. Yeah. I reckon I'd be an awesome neighbour. Old people are dope as neighbours, as they always got cool plants, leftover food, and feed birds and weird stuff like dandelion tea. So I actually am a really good neighbour, and it's interesting. I speak to people now, and they don't know their neighbours. And everywhere I've lived, I've known all my neighbours, and we have all had keys to each other's houses. So when I was in Canada, my next neighbour was my best friend, and we used to be on the, even though we lived next door, we'd be on the phone every night. She was around my age and had three, she may be about 10 years old. She had three younger children. She had left her husband. But even the house I sold here, I knew all my neighbours, and yeah, we chat to each other. I still go back and see my old neighbours. I still pop in and say hello. And we had keys to each other's house because we locked ourselves out and stuff like that. So yeah, I always helped out. I do a lot of pet sitting. Like if someone goes away, I'll go take care of their cat. The neighbours had birds and fishes, and yeah, always done that. I took care of the little boy next door one day. His dad came over because he was a single dad and he had to do something, and he goes, would you be able to take him to school for me? I said, yeah, no problem. So yeah, I am a good neighbour. But I think I'm just a good person. I just like doing things for people. Yeah, if people need help and I can do it, I'll pretty well do it. All right, Joyce. I assume I'm super resourceful and have always been. I am very resourceful, and I think it's a learned behavior. And I learned two ways. The first way is my parents, when we were younger, if you ever had a question, they told us to look it up. So do you remember, if you're around my age, 60, you remember like the World Book Encyclopedia. So if you're not old, back in the old days, we didn't have Google. And so you would buy a set of encyclopedias for your house, which your kids could use to do research for school projects and things like that. And we had the World Book Encyclopedia. And if we ever had a question, our parents would say, go look it up. So we were trained to look up things, to solve our own problems, to find our own answers. So that's one way I learned. The second way I learned to be resourceful was at the age of 18, I was forced to leave home and go out on my own. And I learned very quickly how to take care of myself and how to do things. It was just, it's a sink or swim situation. If I didn't learn, what was going to happen. So that's the two reasons I am very resourceful. So yeah, but I'm really good at solving problems. But sometimes I get stuck in my head. I make things more complicated than they need to be. Actually, yeah, I'm getting better at that, but I can make things really complicated in my head and they're not that complicated. Lotus Poet, that I like van life overall better than house life. 150%. There's lots of things about living in a house I don't like. Mostly cleaning. I'm not into it. I love the van life. I prefer peace and quiet to lots of noise and activity most of the time. I will say all of the time. I prefer peace and quiet. That I like to forge my own way rather than being told what to do all the time by others. We have established that. Yeah, I do what I want to do. I don't follow others. Alice Barrington, 1109. I believe you have found your true self and found a beautiful new you through your love of art. Art has definitely helped. I think I have definitely found a creative side of me that I felt was in there that was never allowed to come out. And I do feel in general, since I've been living in the van, I've found my true self. I really, really do. Billy B. Aussie. Having only found your channel recently, I could be way off. Every now and again hear an accent, American or Canadian. I am Canadian. I love art. I do. I love creating art. It's the joy of, I like the creating. It's the joy of doing it that I love. I just get a high on it. And I have one up here at the moment that I've finished, and I wake up in the morning and look at it and I go, oh, I really like that. So yeah, I do love art. I have made my home on wheels suit my personality. Yes, 100%. I don't conform to anybody else. You don't see anyone else's van, I think, that looks like mine. I have done it how I want it, and it's always constantly evolving, especially with the art. So yeah, definitely this is 100% how I want to live. I focus on sharing lots of practical van life knowledge, keeping it real. Yeah, because my point of doing this is to help others do it. I spent 2 years researching it when I was starting, and there weren't many women my age on YouTube, especially in Australia. So I just trying to share what I've learned in my experience to help others. That's it. I'm not trying to make it look glamorous or glorified. I'm not a travel channel by any means. I don't mind sharing some of my experiences, but yeah, it's all about helping others for me. Raymond Paul, just a complete guess. You are coming from an unhappy past and now finding your own independent, creative and resilient self. Yeah, I had a traumatic childhood, and I have spent pretty well my whole life working out of it. So yes, but yeah, so everyone has trauma in their life. It's not intentional. Our parents don't mean to do what they do. Everyone is doing their best at any given time. So there's the forgive and move on, and I'm an adult and I can make decisions about my life going forward, and I don't have to keep reliving the past. Kiri Griffiths, I'm not very good at assuming due to being a bit neurodivergent, but I guess you also have some neurodivergence. I don't think I do. I don't have any neurodivergence. I just am a bit crazy. I'm just very different, but not in a neurodivergent way. I just think differently to people. I just think differently. I'm a bit of an outlier. But I'm not the only one that thinks this way, which I learned when I had my Patreon. There are lots of other women my age that feel the same way. So I think we were at a big turning point in the world when we were born, where we were able to change how women lived and what we did with our lives. I think that's got a lot to do with it. A square peg who for so many years was in a round hole, and I've tossed out the assumptions and expectations and are figuring out who I actually am, as opposed to just filling roles and expectations. Which is true, yes. I gave up trying to please society. I've given up. I'm just going to please me. So that's, yes. Teresa Wagner, 5841, you are more at peace than you've ever been in your life. Amen. That's 100% true. I am so much at peace. More than I've ever been, which I think is good. As you get older, I think that should happen. I think you should become more at peace as you get older. I think that's about becoming wiser and learning from your experience and learning from your past. I think that's a natural order of things. I'm Marion Ferguson, 7612. I'm comfy in my own skin kind of person. Yeah, I am. I've never been one to worry about pleasing other people with how I look and things like that. I'm like, I'm me, this is it, take it or leave it. I stopped wearing makeup quite a while ago. Let my hair go grey maybe 5 or 6 years ago. Stopped wearing makeup, it could be close to 10 years I stopped wearing makeup. And I'm just going to wear what I feel comfortable in. And yeah, this is me. What you get, see is what you get. Joanne Grimer, that I enjoy the freedom of living on wheels. Yeah, it's so good, especially following the good weather. I'm more courageous than you let on. People say I'm courageous. Maybe I am. I feel I'm just crazy. I just don't let fear stop me. I just go for it. I may be gender fluid. No, I'm definitely heterosexual female, 100%. I just don't fit the stereotypical female looking type, but I still am that way. So yeah, I know I don't look like the typical female, which I think is good. Nothing about me is normal. I'm disciplined. Yeah, people say that. Maybe, yeah, probably am disciplined. Inquisitive. Inquisitive. Curiosity is one of my biggest things. I'm curious about so much. I love learning. I ask so many questions in my brain and then I go and find the answers. And I love to push boundaries. I do. I love to push boundaries and challenge the world and challenge rules 100%. And I love it. I love it. I love stirring people up with that. Like, well, this is what I'm going to do. I had so many people in my life. God, so many doubters in my life. And they're like, what makes you think you can do that? I'm like, why can't I? And I've gone and done it. And I do find it entertaining. I like to push the boundaries. Elsie De Silva, I'm enjoying reading Myth of Normal. It's a very good book to read. I'm not judging, but guessing I'm an early riser with days all planned out. I'm not an early riser. I've never been a early morning person, ever. Ask my family when I was young. But I'm not an early morning person. These days I usually I wake up between 7 and 8 a.m. and I like a slow morning. I don't really start doing anything too much until about 10 o'clock. But that's when my brain's awake. I do a lot of like walking, I do my stretching exercise, things like that. And my days are all planned out. They used to be, but I'm letting go of that. There are certain things I have to do on certain days. I have my journal and I do the things I have to do. My work is very regimented with bookkeeping. I have certain things due on certain days, so I always make sure that's done. But I'm letting go of having my days all planned out. I want to go with how I feel more. What do I feel I want to do now? I do a lot more of that now. Do I want to make a video? Do I want to create art? Do I want to play with Abby? What do I want to do? So I'm letting go of the planned out bit, and it's quite nice. It's a bit scary for me, but it's quite nice to let it go. Karen Gay Hamat 4199. I'm not making assumptions. I take you at your word. I wish I was experiencing the country feeling like a long holiday. but for me, bricks and mortar are hard to give up. I have big old trees and a few duck ponds that have been prescribed by council crazies, no feeding, so that's miserable. If they weren't hungry on the fake waterways around herbicide greens, I wouldn't gather for it. Yes, well, your big trees and your duck ponds sound nice, but yeah, being in the country is really nice, but it's getting harder and harder to be in the country because it's just becoming more and more built up. All the small country towns, they're starting to build more and more. So yeah, I think a lot of the baby boomers are retiring and moving out to the country, and they're not building nice small little country houses. They're building mansions in these little country towns, and it breaks my heart a bit. It does break my heart a bit. Bones and buttons. I had to ask myself, have I made any assumptions at all? You are such a what you see is what you get kind of gal, and there are not many grey areas. But I guess one assumption I have made, or it could possibly be a projection, is that you don't have any close family. I have probably my older sister I'm the closest with, but all of my relationships with I don't have relationships with my parents. My younger sister, not much, but my relationships are all conditional, with my family. So that, yeah, but I mean, my older sister and I are quite close. We are quite close. We are. So she just has things that she's dealing with. So yeah, but yeah, that's probably it. One sister. Jimmy Cole. I assume you will continue art. I assume so as well, Jimmy. I think I will. I'll keep doing it. It's like I say, as long as I enjoy it, I'll do it. I assume you'll be heading to Tasmania each summer. Once Abby passes, yes, once Abby passes, I might actually stay in Tasmania longer than a summer. I assume you'll always be positive and not critical. I hope so. I really hope I do stay positive and not critical. I do try very hard to be. I assume you will live humbly and basic, avoiding luxury. Yeah, I guess it's luxury. My idea of luxury has changed since living in the van. So I think I do still have luxury, but I stay at a caravan park and have an ensuite bathroom to use. So my idea of luxury has changed, but I don't think I won't go back to what is conventionally thought of as luxury. I don't think so. Yeah. All right. Oh, we're almost finished. 2 more to go. If you're still sticking in here, could you give it a thumbs up? And if you left a comment, thank you so much. This is really cool. I like this. My assumptions of you that you are a sweet lady. Thank you. Looking for peace in life. Yes, peace is the best. I would not be watching if I didn't think that. But what my assumptions are doesn't really matter. I enjoy your videos. Have fun. Take care. That was from Gloria Jean Schaefer at 1549. Thank you. All right. And the last one is from Coralie. And Coralie says, I know this now to be true, but before you started doing your art, knowing that I do bookkeeping for a job, she would have assumed I wasn't artistic, which is what I assumed as well. So I'm learning to let go of my assumptions of other people. And you know how, especially when we meet people, and one of the things we ask is, what do you do? And then we make a judgment on them by what they do for work. And that definitely happened to me. I have had a few people comment to me saying, like, you've got way too much personality to be a bookkeeper. I've had a few of my clients say that. You've got way too much personality to do this. But yeah, we shouldn't judge people by what they do for a living. It doesn't define who they are. And that's one of the things that's interesting on the road. You meet a lot of retired people, and I don't ask them what they used to do. And you just take them as they are now, and mostly talk about where they're traveling and where they're from. So yeah, it's really interesting how we do judge people on that. So don't make that mistake, and don't make that mistake with yourself. Don't think that you can't do something because you're good at one thing and you think I can't do the other. I don't believe that anymore. I think everybody is creative. I have learnt from my reading, from my experience, everybody is creative. Everybody can create art or music or something, or write. It's all about your state of mind. It's about being able to get into the moment. Once I learned to do that, that's when I started creating. And then what happens is you get like a cycle where you get into the moment, you start creating, and then that keeps you in the moment. And then you just keep going. So it's just got to get in that moment and just start sometimes. So that's the thing. you are all creative. You can all do art. It doesn't have to be wonderful. I'll give you a quick look at my, this is what I painted the other day. Had so much fun with it. And I actually did this when I'm half asleep, I imagine making the strokes. So I really enjoyed doing that. And then just as yesterday, I was listening to Eckhart Tolle, and I just did this doodle here. I just kept going and going and going, and I just doodle and do things. So art doesn't have to be, like I did this as well. You just doodle and make stuff. It doesn't have to be fine art. It's just enjoy the process. All right, I went off on a ramble there. Thank you for watching this video, and thank you for all people that commented. I really appreciate it. If anyone else watching this wants to put in any more assumptions that you want me to do another video, just leave it in the comments and I can maybe do another one. I am going to do a Q&A soon. I think I'll let people ask me questions and I'll see what I can answer. All right, that's it for me. I hope you're all having a wonderful day, and we'll see you soon. Bye.